Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are doing today another edition of my Ruthless Declutter series where I show you an embarrassing amount of makeup I've collected over the years and get rid of some. So today we're going to be doing eyeshadow palettes, and I think this one's going to be the hardest for me. I really thought blush was going to be hard, but this one I think is going to be really difficult because I have a lot of like nostalgic palettes or palettes I've hung on to for like years and years and years that like mean something to me. So the goal is to get them all into one drawer. I don't really have a system right now that works for me to like display them. But I do my makeup so infrequently now that I work from home that I don't really need them on display. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Just expect me to have a tough time, but we're gonna get through it because I'm not getting use out of these products because I can't even see them and there's too many. So I need to start, really getting use out of my collection. These two are absolutely staying. Let me take you through these really quickly. This is the original Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. When I say original, I mean like the first edition where Morphe did go ahead and change the formula, which kind of sucks because it's no longer vegan, the one you can buy in the store. So this is what the original one looks like. Obviously, I have used the ever-living hell out of it. I love this palette. I was shocked that she allowed them to change the formula when they re-released it. Every single shade I've used in here has been out of this world incredible. There are some shades in here that I have not touched. Like, I don't think I've ever used this one or this one here, like maybe once. But the rest of them, I've gotten such extensive use out of, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I definitely am going to keep this and continue to use it. It's super, super old, but that doesn't matter to me because I'll continue to use it until it doesn't work anymore. And this is the volume 2. She did say that this was the same formula as the original. It was proven up and down that it's not. So don't buy this thinking you're gonna get the first one. But this one is a little bit less everyday. I think that there are a lot of neutral mattes in here that I think are fantastic. I think the shimmers in here are a little bit better, but maybe 50% of this palette has gone untouched for me. A lot of these like neon colors, but they're so pretty. I have used some of them before, some of the brighter ones, and they've blended like a dream. They've been so good. And what I do is if I'm going to use these, I kind of open them up together and use them in conjunction with each other, because I think that they just go well together. Like this one has like more mid-tone mattes. This one's got like lighter ones. So like I kind of bounce back and forth. So I'm definitely going to hold on to these. They're absolutely gorgeous. Like this I haven't touched. I don't know who's going to use like a red eyeshadow, but love those, keeping those. Okay, next. Okay, this one I can get rid of. It's actually at the bottom of my pile, so I hope I don't break anything while I dig this out. This one can go. This is the LA Girl Sun-Kissed Glow palette. I picked this up from Ulta, and I remember really, really liking it. I think I've only used it a couple of times, but every palette I have in front of me, almost every palette, is a warm neutral palette. So I just don't need this, but every shade I've used so far, so like these lighter tone mattes and then these shimmers have been great. So excellent. Oh, I didn't set aside a spot for me to put the ones I'm giving away. Let's put them in this here bin. Okay, we'll put them in this bin here. Okay, so next, this one, let's see. This is the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. This was from Holiday, maybe like 3 years ago, something like that. One of the shades broke, so that's really upsetting. I've only used this, I want to say once, like literally once. But the shades in here are really pretty. To me, it's just not a palette that I can get a complete look out of. I've used the pinks and like the brown mattes and stuff, but like the real treat are these shimmers. And I just haven't gotten a lot of use out of this palette, but I am going to hold on to it for a little while longer to try to get some more use, but that sucks that like this broke. I don't know if I can get these pans out. That would be something to look at. This is a hard plastic outer. Let's see, I actually have this tool in front of me. I'll like use the broken palette. Oh, that's kind of popping up pretty easily. Okay, maybe I will try to depot these and put them in a reusable palette. So I'll hold on to that because that's such a bulky package that I would, if I can get rid of that packaging, I will. Okay, next. Oh, that's the worst sound ever, isn't it? Let's do these two and see if they survive that fall. The first one is the Huda Beauty Nude Light Palette. Oh, it didn't survive. This is really pretty. That sucks. I wonder if I can press these back in and they'll be fine. I did have two of the shimmers break. Okay, it looks like I was able to shove them back in, so I'm gonna see how that lasts. So I will hold on to that. And then the other one that fell was this one from Tarte's brand Sugar Rush. It survived. Of course, the Tarte one survives. This is the Summer Playlist palette. This one I'm gonna get rid of. I am a sucker for like an all-in-one palette like this, but I think I've used it once. And these two mattes they're too different. It's hard for me to create a full look with this. So I am going to pause. I had to take a quick phone call. Anyway, we're moving on. All right, I have two palettes from Huda Beauty. The first one is the new Nude palette, which I think is one of the prettiest palettes I've ever used in my entire life. The shimmers are just beautiful. You've got your warm neutral mattes and you have cooler toned, like pinky toned eyeshadows, which now that I think about it are probably in this one. Nope, they're different. They're different. They're different. I'm gonna keep it. They're different and I'm gonna keep it. I also have the Desert Dusk palette. This palette is so old. I got it when it first came out. And I haven't used it in probably 3 years because I forget that I have it. I'm gonna give this a try next time I do my makeup. And if it doesn't work out well, I will get rid of it. But for now, I will keep it. Okay, I'm trying to like keep branded things together, but I'm like seeing a lot of things scattered. So it might be a little bit difficult for me to do that. So forgive me. I have 4 NARS palettes in front of me. The first one is the Afterglow eyeshadow palette, which has some warm neutrals. I'm gonna look at all of them before I decide which ones I'm gonna keep and which ones I'm not. So the next one is the Euphoria Face Palette. So this comes with highlighters as well as eyeshadows. You have 2 mattes here, or 3 mattes here, and then the rest of them are shimmers. And then the highlighters. I'm definitely gonna keep this one because of the highlighters, but I'm gonna put it in my face palette drawer. That's gonna be my next declutter, by the way. I think that I said that in my last video, but I wanted to do the eyeshadow palettes, but next will be the face palettes. I have the Extreme Effects eyeshadow palette. I think I've only used this once. So I want to get some more use out of this one and see. This is really pretty, but I would never use that. Yeah, I'll give this another try and see what the deal is with that. And then finally, I have the Ignited eyeshadow palette, which these are so pretty, these shimmer shades. And the mattes are really nice too. So I think I'm going to keep them all. I told you guys this was going to be bad. I did, and I meant it. So we'll keep those. This is one of the best things ever. I don't know if they still make this, the Urban Decay Party Favor palette. These are 6 of their Moondust shadows, which are the best shimmer eyeshadows in the world. It's a really nice, like, little fun palette to have. I have three? I have 3 Artist Couture palettes. Where is the third one? See, that's the thing. Oh, here we go. No, I have 4. I have 4 Artist Couture palettes. Where is the 4th? Well, I can't find it off the bat here, but it's floating around here somewhere. Okay, so the first one is the Caliente palette. This I am ashamed to say I have never used. I think I got this in like a BoxyCharm. But these colors look so pretty for summer. I have never used this palette. And if I want these colors, I have them in the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of it. getting rid of it. I have the Supreme Mauves palette. This palette got shit on. I don't know why. It's so pretty. It's very beautiful. It's a little bit more cool toned than what I tend to go for, but it's nice to have at least one of those in my rotation. And the shimmers are great, so I'm going to keep that. And then finally, I have the Ethereal Bloom palette. How pretty is that? Have I used this? I think I might have used this one and this one. But this is the only palette in my collection that's like more pastel-y like this. So I am going to keep that one just in case. You never know. You never know. Let's talk about Tarte. That might be it. That might be it. I don't know. I have the Tarte Juicy palette. Love. I'm a huge fan of Tarte's eyeshadow formula. I think it's awesome. And I totally forgot that I had this and I forgot how much I like it. I also have the Little Juicy. Is this worth keeping? No, this is going to go. I'm just not a purple girl like that. But I remember using this probably once and liking it. So pass that on. This is, in my opinion, the best eyeshadow palette you can currently buy at Sephora. The Tartelette Toasted. So beautiful. Blends amazingly. The shadows are great. The pigmentation's great. The shimmers are great. It smells delicious still. I've had this since it came out. I don't even want to think of when that was, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Love this palette. I've gotten a lot of use out of that one too, which is great. I have this one. Is this the only KKW Beauty one I have? Yeah, because I decluttered another one. This is the KKW So Fire eye palette. A warm neutral. I like it. I like the matte formulas a lot. There isn't a light enough shimmer in here, but that's fine with me because I can utilize one of the other thousands of products in my collection. All right, we're starting to get a little brand wonky here. I'm bouncing around. I have the Jaclyn Hill Ring the Alarm palette. I had a journey with this particular palette. I bought it, well, actually no, I bought the purpley one when they released and it was awful. And then I found this at TJ Maxx and I tried it and I really liked it. So warm neutral. Warm neutral. Let's compare it side by side to the KKW one. Are these not the same palette? They are the same. They're the same. Which one do I want? I'm going to set them both aside. I'm going to try them both and get rid of the one that performs not as great. They are set aside. This is a great palette. I think I used this on my sister for her wedding day. No, I used the regular Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette for my sister's wedding day. But this is a great like condensed version of that. This is the Divine Neutrals palette. Fantastic. I really like that one. Too Faced Teddy Bear, very cute, very small. I was definitely surprised when I got this in the mail how small it was, but all the shadows blend really nicely. The shimmers are unique and punchy, and I forgot that I had it. It's so bad, so bad. I have a Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette. I think they came out with a couple of these, maybe like 2 of these. Very pretty. I like it. I'm gonna keep it. I have a bunch of Too Faced palettes in front of me, so let's just go through those. I have the Gingerbread Spice and I have the Gingerbread Extra Spicy. So I will show you the difference. So here is the Gingerbread Spice. Are we surprised? Warm neutrals. And then this is the Extra Spicy. They look pretty similar to me, but this one runs a little bit more pinky in the matte. This one runs a little bit more neutral, warm in the mattes. I'm going to get more use out of this one. So that's the one I'm going to keep, the Extra Spicy, and then I will pass on the Gingerbread Spice. Don't need it. Okay, next, more Too Faced. We'll just stick with Too Faced for now. The Razzle Dazzle Berry Eyeshadow Palette from their Tutti Frutti collection. Ooh, it still smells good. I remember getting a lot of use out of this shade and this shade. Beautiful, beautiful formula. And I'm gonna keep this because I tried really, really hard to get it. It was an Ulta exclusive, that whole collection. And I remember the struggle of trying to obtain this palette. So I will keep it and I will use it. I have the Cinnamon Swirl palette, which I've used quite a bit. I really do like it. Still smells like cinnamon. The mattes are great. The shimmers are great. We'll hold on to that one another day. I have the Jaclyn Cosmetics Strawberry Feels palette. I've used this once. And have I used this? I must have used it at least once. It looks like I've used it once. I remember really liking it, and I'm going to give it another try. The Too Faced Marielle palette. I haven't gotten the chance to try this yet. Cynthia just gave it to me not too long ago, so I do want to give it a try. So that I'll hold on to. She also just gave me this, the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. So I haven't had the chance to play with this yet, but I definitely will. I want to see what the formula is all about. I'm running out of room in this drawer. This I actually think is great. The Kylie Cosmetics, what is it? It's the bronze palette? It doesn't say. There was the mauve palette and the bronze palette. This is definitely looking more mauve. A warm matte neutral palette. I remember using it and liking it. This is the Tarte Confessions of a Man-Eater palette. You've got some warm neutrals. 2 blushes. I don't need this. That's gonna go. I just don't need it. I don't need it. I have the Ciate London Spice palette. This was a BoxyCharm product I received. It looks like there are definitely some shades in here I could get some use out of. That looks really pretty, so we will keep that. Because it doesn't look like all the other ones in my drawer. This I loved. Oh, I loved. I got this when the collection first came out, which was 6 years ago. No, it was longer than that. 7 years ago, maybe, when they came out with these cover shot palettes. This is the Ablaze Eye palette. I remember making some really pretty looks with these and like loving the formula, but I'm going to pass it on. I am. I just don't need it. This one is the Too Faced Velvet Matte, or the Just Peachy Mattes palette. Still smells like peach. Not very much, but still does. I remember when I first got this, I had a lot of trouble with the shades muddying together, but now that it's been, how old am I now? 30? Now that it's been 8 years since I've tried this, 1, I should get rid of it because it's that old, but 2, I want to try it and see if it's still not great. I'm going to set it aside so I make sure to use it. This is just a little quad from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Flawless Eye Filter Luxury Palette in Diva Lights. I wanted to see if I can depot these, but they look like they're the type of pan that I can't. And they're just, I don't know if they're even like that great. See, yeah. So that's gonna go. Pass that on to somebody else. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, we're getting there. We are getting there. I can condense my 2 piles now into 1 pile to go through. Okay, I have the Violet Vost Sun-Kissed Summer palette that I got from BoxyCharm. That's what that looks like. I remember liking it and thinking that it's very pretty. It looks like everything else I have in my collection. I'm going to let it go. This one is so old. It's the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. Do you remember these? It doesn't have any scent. It doesn't smell bad. This is so old. Copyright 2015. And I got this when it came out. Oh God, so old. So pretty. I shouldn't put this on my eyeballs. I'm gonna keep this in a separate pile that's just like nostalgia. I can't part with that. Next. I have 2, and only 2, palettes from ColourPop. I used to have a ton. but I ended up giving a lot of them away relatively recently before I even thought about doing this declutter series. So I have the California Love palette. Wow, a warm neutral. I like this palette a lot. I haven't gotten a lot of use out of it, and I want to. This is the Raw Beauty Christie At Forest Sight palette. I have used this quite a bit, actually, and I remember really liking it. There's a lot of like darkness in here that I'm not going to get use out of. So maybe I think what I'll do is just keep it for like nostalgia, and then maybe I'll get like a little display thing just to like put these pieces on that like I know I'm not going to get use out of. But I remember liking that. And I like Raw Beauty Christie, so. I have two of these little Too Faced palettes. I have the Let's Play. It's supposed to smell like something, isn't it? Maybe not. Avoid getting into eyes, it says. Okay. So it looks like it's just some pinks, some oranges. I know I've never used this. No, I've actually used this like gold shimmer before. Okay, I also have the Secret Santa palette. Is this supposed to? It does have like a little bit of a smell. Some like darker neutrals there. I know in my heart of hearts I'm not going to use either of these. That really sucks. I don't want to be getting rid of stuff like that, but I have to be honest with myself here. Do I have makeup on my face? No. This was a recent pickup. It's the Give Simple Kind of Life palette. I've used all three of these mattes. This one, are they all matte? I've used 3 of the 4 mattes and they all look identical in the eyes. I'm gonna get rid of this. I found that at Marshall's for like not a lot of money, so I don't feel super bad about that. This I remember loving, the Essence Bronzed This Way eyeshadow palette. There's 6 shades in here. I just don't need it. But if you see these floating around, pick them up because I do think that they're great. I have a mini Natasha Denona Love palette. Oh, I was just thinking I have the full-size Love palette, but I ended up depotting most of the shades. I was like, where did that go? So here is the mini. I'm going to keep this. I am. There are some shimmers in there that I think look really pretty. And then, oh, are we at the end? We're at the end. We're at the end. This is the last one. This is the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions. That's what that looks like. Very pretty, and I'm going to hold on to this. Even though this is so old, sometimes they say copyright dates on them, but this one doesn't. But it's old. I know it's old, but I'm gonna keep it anyway. So there we have it. Everything fits into this drawer. Feeling good about that. Next up is going to be face palettes. How much time do I have? I have 20 minutes before my next meeting, so I might start the face palettes. Maybe. But yeah, I can happily fit everything into this drawer. Let me know what you guys think about the older products I have in here and the stuff that I got rid of. Thank you so much for watching this ongoing series of mine. I think all we have left to do is I could go through some primers. I've got face palettes, concealers, and maybe foundations. But I think that's gonna conclude this series. So thank you again for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.